Hey, my friend, welcome back to Leadership in a Nutshell, where we're cracking the code of our driven minds. I'm your host, Kenny Chapman, today back with you for episode 20. Think and Grow Rich. Does it really work? Today I want to talk to you about, the incredible book that Napoleon Hill wrote after he was studying the Carnegies and doing different things and, really kind of came up with this just timeless book, if you will. It just crosses all time, it crosses all technology, it crosses all these different things. And obviously, if you're listening to this, there's a good chance, if you're watching me live today, there's a good chance that you have read this book, that you've certainly been exposed to it. It was one of the first great books that I read on creating wealth in my life. And one of the challenges is, however, there's different philosophies and different things. And there's a book called The Secret that people wrote, and Rhonda Burns wrote that book, and it was about these different things and concepts and vision board. The challenge is that some people checked out and went, oh yeah, well, I can just sit around and hang out on the couch and think about becoming rich and it'll happen. Today I want to just chunk down 5 very important principles that were talked about, that Napoleon Hill wrote about in Think and Grow Rich. Does Think and Grow Rich absolutely work? Yes. However, it's the principles that Napoleon talked about. It's the studying people that have accomplished certain things in their lives when it comes to career, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to influence. You and I are sharing this time together because we're not wired like most people. We have a different understanding of how the world works and how we want it to work for us. We have the ability to create influence. We have the ability to create jobs. We have the ability to create value in the marketplace and therefore get compensated for that value. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and with that comes a lot of responsibility. And so when we think about this whole concept of Think and Grow Rich, yes, the principles in the book that Napoleon talks about work. However, nowhere in the book does he actually say, think and you will grow rich. It's a great title. It's great marketing. It's all those different types of things. But you've got to do some things. You've got to change some things. You've got to eliminate some habits. You've got to embrace some uncertainty. You've got to deal with some fear. You've got to rewire some neuroassociations in your brain. You've got to handle your scarcity mindset with money. You've got to do a lot of work, my friend, in order to become rich, and I'll put that in air quotes. When I talk about being rich, it's about happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. It's not about just a level of income. There are plenty of miserable millionaires. We call it miserable millionaire mindset. That's a true thing. I know a lot of people that are miserable. They've got a lot of money. Who cares? If you're going to be miserable, you can be miserable broke, you can be miserable rich, it doesn't matter, but you're still a miserable human being, right? How about we change that? How about we work on some different things? So here's a few principles I want you to keep in mind that Napoleon wrote about. Number 1, desire. Write that down. If you want to think and grow rich per se, you got to have desire. You have got to want it. What does that mean? You've got to have that burning fire inside. You've got to have a desire to do things differently. You've got to have a desire to go through challenge. When I was 23 and I bought my first business and was by myself as a dead broke drain cleaner, trying to run calls, trying to learn, trying to figure it out, it was no fun. There was nothing about it that I loved. I wasn't that great of a technician anyway. I wanted to be in business. I struggled along, but I had a desire that I could get better, that I could learn what I needed to, that one day, I didn't even have a vision at that time of being able to spend this time with you here today, but yet here's a strategic byproduct. Because I had that desire then to become my best self, we fast forward, here we are, leadership in a nutshell, and we get to crack the code. I had the driven mind. I didn't know how to corral it, but I had desire. Write it down. Very important. Second thing, you want to make sure that you're very clear about faith. You've got to have faith if you're going to create amazing things in the world. You've got to have the vision. You've got to have the faith in God, in spirit, in your higher power that you show up for every day, that you show up with every day, that you show up. You've got to have faith that things will happen. When you set a budget and you set a goal and you decide who you want to be, and you've got to have some faith that those things will happen. You got to have faith in team. You got to have faith in in the world. You got to have faith in your higher powers, and you got to have faith in yourself too. You've got to believe that you are here for a specific reason. Regardless of your specific religious beliefs, if you believe that you were put here for a reason, then maybe it's time to start living out that reason at a higher level. Maybe it's time to stop wasting some time of your God-given talent. You're an incredible person. You're an incredible human being. You've got greatness, and we want to let it out. We want you to grow it. We want you to tap into even more. So for sure, you got to have desire. You've got to have faith. Then we use the power of auto-suggestion. Napoleon talks about this in the book, where it's so important. Visualize, meditation, creating an image in your mind, praying to God, whatever it is for you specifically, what works. You've got to get to where you have auto-suggestion. You're utilizing different things. You're finding out, like, okay, what is this? Maybe it's affirmations. Maybe it's, for me, I like the words happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. When I see those, that's what I feel is rich. If I'm happy, I've got a good relationship with my team, my lovely Christy, my family, my friends. That's happiness to me. If I'm healthy, if I don't have my health, I don't have anything. If I'm wealthy, that's bigger than just money. Yes, I want to make a lot of money. Yes, I want to create all the things that I want when it comes to physicality in the world and go places and have experience. Certainly that takes a certain level of income, but that's not what it's all about. It's about the overall wealth. And then the wisdom comes from the experience. Wisdom comes from the mistakes sometimes, what the world calls mistakes. Wisdom comes, one of my mentors, Dan Sullivan, talks about the fact that I've embraced, you're either winning or you're learning, my friend. And that's what I want you to realize as you're going through these things. But when you get the power of autosuggestion, really begin to realize I'm strong enough. I'm right for this. I'm good to go here. I'm going to create more. I'm going to live my dream life. That doesn't mean that I put things off today and I wait. Certainly I might wait on certain things financially, but I see where I'm going. That's ultimately what it's all about for you. Fourth thing, specialized knowledge. Hill discusses in the book the importance of having specialized knowledge. Now, you and I, we think specialized knowledge, well, oh man, maybe we go to college, maybe we go to trade school, maybe we get a skill, maybe we take an online course. What's the specialized knowledge? Well, we forget sometimes in today's day and age, some of the best specialized knowledge that we get is from experience. It's from learning our way through things. It's from realizing that, man, I completely messed that up and I just made some really bad decisions as a leader. Bad meaning I get to learn. Bad meaning I get to pay what my buddy Keith Cunningham talks about, the dumb tax. I got to pay a lot of dumb tax between 2017 and 18, 16 through 18, where I took on a partner that wasn't the right fit. Great person, great individual. I'm a great person, great individual. We weren't meant to run companies together and therefore paid some dumb tax. Okay, it is what it is. Pay your tax, move on. Now I get to have some experiential wisdom. Now I get to have some specialized knowledge because I went through that. Now as I create more influence, as I scale companies, I'm able to realize some different things. That doesn't come from sitting on the sidelines. That doesn't come from, well, I've heard the partnerships don't work. You know what I heard one time, Kenny? The partnership is the first ship to sink. Boy, I'll never give up any stock in my business. If it's not my family, I'm not going to do it. Fine, then you're never going to know what it's like either. I know what it's like. And I know where I made mistakes and where I take full ownership of everything that happened. It wasn't a bad situation. It was a learning situation. You're winning or you're learning. Guess what? We got to learn a lot. That's what it's ultimately all about. Then the last thing you want to talk about here is organized planning. And that's where your massive action comes in. Realize I said organized planning. My friend Keith Cunningham also talks about implementing plans, not ideas. My life changed. My team's life changed. My clients' lives changed when I embraced the reality that I want to implement our plans in my life. I'm an idea guy. I have all kinds of ideas. I'm a driven entrepreneur. One of the reasons we're here together on Leadership in a Nutshell and why the subtitle is Cracking the Code of the Driven Mind is because you and I have this crazy driven mind. What does that mean? You wake up in the middle of the night with incredible ideas. You go to bed, you're kept up before you go to sleep because you got great ideas. I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. That's all well and good, but until you run through a process and have a filter and have a board of directors, sounding board, some close peers, a coach, somebody that is going, okay, cool, I'm glad you got that out. Do these exercises and let's decide what it really speaks to you. Let's decide what's in alignment with your own core values, with your own belief systems, with your own truth, with your own primary purpose and why you're on the planet. Let's make sure we're executing those. I could own all kinds of different businesses in all kinds of different space. What I know is I'm meant to own a training and company based on the trades. I'm meant to coach leaders just like you. I'm meant to have conversations at a higher level that we get to share open and honest and go, yeah, man, I've had a lot of troubles in my past. I've had addiction issues. I've had jail issues. I've had all these different things. I'm not a bad person. I just didn't know how to control my mind. And that's the value of being able to go, Think and Grow Rich. Well, does it really work? You better believe it works, but there's a process. There's application of these principles. You don't just sit on the couch and go, okay, cool. Remember when I first met one of my coaches in the past, Marcus Straub, phenomenal guy, wrote a book called Is It Fun Being You? We're still great friends to this day, and I remember when I first engaged him in coaching, I was running this plumbing, heating, air conditioning company and had a bunch of team members going, and he's just a yoga guy, and he's a Zen guy, and he doesn't have any team members, and he meets coffee shop clients and goes and meets at the coffee shop and talks them off the ledge or talks them into their greatness. And I'm like, you don't get it, brother. You don't understand. You don't have the complexities in your life that I do. You don't understand. And he would just kind of, okay, just very Phil Jackson style. He'd smile. He's got just an infectious smile like, okay, Kenny, okay. He knew my own reality, my own limiting beliefs was saying that. Now I do yoga every day. I meditate every day. I pray every day. I'm engaging in positive reading every day. I'm like, you start taking a step back and going, I'm busier than I've ever been in my career, and I love every minute of it. Okay, I love most minutes of it. Let's call it what it is, right? I'm still learning how to offload the minutes that I don't love about it because I believe we're here for a reason. I believe people come into your lives for reasons, seasons, or lifetimes. I believe we have the opportunity to learn from each other and embrace these different things. But as we spend these 10, 12, 15 minutes together every week on Leadership in a Nutshell, I just want to take a minute. If you want to read the book, go read the book. Great book. Think and Grow Rich. It's phenomenal. Get the audio version. Whatever it is that works for you. I just want to give you a snapshot. I want to change your mind. I want to interrupt your pattern this week and go, okay, wait a minute. Where am I just settling? Where am I just giving into something that I thought I should be doing rather than realizing, wait a minute, do I really have desire? Do I have faith that I can do this, that this can be created for me? Am I utilizing auto-suggestion and having certain affirmations and really visualizing what I want? Am I going and taking, the action that it takes to get specialized knowledge, have the experiences, taking massive actions to create what I want in my life? If I'm doing those things, then I'm living a life of my dreams. That's ultimately what it comes to. Next episode, I'm going to talk to you about retirement. It's not for you and me, my friend, and I'll tell you why. But this is episode number 20, Leadership in a Nutshell. Do me a favor, connect with me. I want to hear from you. Go write us a review. Please rate us. I love connecting with you. I want more people to know about this. Connect with me at our group, kennychapman.com/group, kennychapman.com/group. You got a driven mind. You have the ability to control it. You have the ability to create anything and everything you want. Think and Grow Rich. Does it work? You better believe it. Until we talk, make it a better than fantastic day. We'll see you real soon.